My name is Jesse and I work in internal and executive communications at the University of Oregon. Today I'm going to be giving a quick rundown on how to compose and send an all-campus message using MyEmma. We're only going to cover the basics today. There's a lot that MyEmma can do, but these are just going to be kind of the fundamental pieces of information that you need to send an all-campus message. So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into MyEmma. Only people with MyEmma accounts can send all campus messages. So once you log in, you'll see a screen like this. And so to compose a new message, you can either go to campaigns or you can click create campaign here. And what we do to help track who's been sending messages and be able to identify who sent out messages, the first thing you're going to want to do is type in your initials followed by a dash, and then sometimes we include just a brief note of which unit is sending the message or which unit the message is coming from. So today we're going to be pretending that we're sending out a retirement acknowledgement message from the president. So we will just include pres at the start, and then we'll say retirement message, just so it covers kind of the basics of what the message is about. And then we'll also include the date so we can refer back to when it was sent. And then we'll click continue. The next thing you're going to want to do is select your template. So we have a variety of templates for different kinds of messages based typically on either the type of message or who the message is coming from. So our message will be coming from the president. So we will want to choose the message from President Shell template. So we'll click on that. And this will take us to the message editor. And so this editor functions very similar to kind of the same interface that a Word document has, or if you're familiar with kind of web editors, this is very similar to how that works. So as you can see, there's lots of different components that you can have in your message. Today we're just going to be sticking very simple. So I will get rid of some of these elements so that we're just dealing with text. And so I have my message in a Word document, and so you'll want to copy the content of that message and then paste it into the editor itself. And as you can see, the formatting is a little odd, so we'll have to do some adjustments to make sure that it clears up some of that formatting. This is a relatively short message, so this shouldn't take us very long. But as you can imagine, with some of these longer messages, some of this formatting can be more challenging. So sometimes it's helpful to open up a website editor or a notepad or something like that, or a text editor, for instance, and paste the message in there first and then paste it into the editor. It'll help remove some of that formatting. And so just like any other editor, you can make text bold if you want to. You can make it italic or underlined. Most of the time you will need to include links into the message. So that is as simple as highlighting the text that you want to link, clicking the insert link button, then pasting the URL into that field right there. Typically when we do links too, MyEmma won't automatically include an underline with the link itself, so you'll want to manually underline that text as well. And so once you have composed your email and have all the formatting correct, you'll want to send a test of your message. And so you'll click send test, and you will include the email addresses that you want to send the test to. It'll auto-populate typically once you start typing in the email addresses, but as you can see, it takes a little bit. So there is myself, who I'll send the test to, and then you'll want to include the subject line of the message, as well as the pre-header text, which I have already prepared in the document with the text of the message. You want to include the test of the message, just say test 1 in the notes. And then you also want to include the name of the sender. So in this case, it will be President President Michael H. Schill, and then the email that the message will be coming from. You can also set this, you can also set in the final send for any replies of this email to go to a different email address if that is preferred. So once that is all set, you'll click send, and so that will send the test to the recipients that you've indicated. And so once you have reviewed the test, typically it will go through a copy editor as well, just to ensure that everything is prepared and there aren't any grammar mistakes in there. And as you can see, here's a copy of the test message. And so once all of that has been approved, you will move to the sending stage. So you'll click review and send. And then the next step will be choosing the recipients of the message. So you can click this add group segment or subscriptions button. And typically you'll be sending from the segments, but sometimes you may be sending from a custom group that's been created. All of our segments are auto-populated and pull from the university's database. So you'll go in and choose whatever relevant segments you need to send this message. So we'll just say today, we'll just pretend that we're sending it to all faculty and staff. And then one more time, you'll just want to review the subject line, the pre-header text, the sender name, and the sender email. And then you can also click this if you want to set a separate reply to email. So this would go to a different email if anyone was to reply to the message. So you wouldn't be getting any emails directly back to the one that you used to send the message unless someone manually inputs that email again. And so once you have everything approved and are ready to go, you'll click send and your message will be on its way.